Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If y'all are just tuning in, right now we have multiple severe storms in the south just entering Louisiana that are tornado possible. Um, Right now, we're currently watching two main cells that are currently a large threat. Um, Somewhat high tornado potential as they've moved further east. Um, but they are tornado possible. We have another cell that is severe weather storm warned near Winnsboro. Um, don't think we have a nearby radar that can get a good scan of it. Not tornado possible listed though. And we do have a few chasers on the ground. We're gonna get another two up here soon, and we'll be able to see what's going on on the ground as they move closer. We also have a tornado threat or a severe storm threat in Illinois, as there is a cell that is developing to be a supercell up here, and conditions are in favor for a tornado in Illinois on this cell, so we'll be sure to monitor that as well. However, currently we're focused down here where we have a storm um, with a really well-defined hook echo. You can see it over here. Well-defined hook echo. If you don't know anything about storms, hook echoes are a great sign of tornadoes as it can cause a lot of rotation. And when we switch over to this radar, you can just see there is winds or rotation in that area. Um, However, there is a low level shear, um, a low level wind shear that isn't supporting for these tornadoes. So we most likely aren't going to see any tornadoes from this cell until later. Um, However, nothing is ever impossible. Um, Up north, we have a tornado warning over here with tornado possible for this cell down here, another hook echo, as you can see, which isn't good. However, um, it's not likely, but is still possible. We have the warning over here as well. Doesn't list anything as tornado possible, just looking like a severe storm. But we do have chasers en route. We have Brett. We have Brett, who is on his way over. He's currently on the I-65. And we have Vince, who's with Brandon, as they are moving towards these cells. We also have Brad, Brad Arnold, who is currently situated over here awaiting the storms to come to him. We don't have any chasers nearby at the current point in time. We do have trained weather spotters in the area, so if there is a tornado, we will know of it. So right now, the main concern is the radar is indicating a lot of strong winds down here. Um, However, you can see it's displaced from the radar, so we'll have to see. So I doubt that this is anything severe. It's looking like it's just intense winds, less rotation, but still possible. But the main concern is that that's going to develop into something severe. Up here is currently where we are concerned because we do have tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning issued for that area. So we will have to keep an eye on that area, especially since these are very, very dangerous supercells that are inbound for this the area of Montgomery and Colfax. We do have special weather statements issued all around. However, none of them seem too concerning. However, it doesn't mean that they can't develop into something. If we move back up to Illinois for the storm over here, there is 1 inch hail reported. Looks like we have a radar that's having issues over here, which isn't good, but um, it is primarily warned not for its wind speed, but for the amount of hail. Quarter-sized hail was reported, 1 inch hail. However, we could still see a tornado develop in this situation, uh, purely based off of the fact that we do have a lot of conditions that support tornadic conditions or support tornadoes in this area, and it could result in some dangerous situations. So we will have to keep an eye on that storm as well. We also have another storm over by Enterprise, um, which isn't necessarily showing. It did have a previous well-defined hook echo, but for right now, it's not really doing much. Um, but it still could produce a tornado. We'll move back over to the primary storms. We are getting reports of 3 inch hail over here. This is the cell we're concerned about, primarily for wind speed and hail. We are getting a more well-defined hook echo, um, and stronger and more intense wind speeds. Um, we're gonna pull up a live cam here shortly of the cell down here if we are able to get that. Um, we're going to be monitoring the sky cam, seeing what's going on over there. Very very intense rain over there right now, and hail is going to start. If you don't know where we're currently located, the camera is located in D. Ritter over here, which does have a site of this storm. Um, looks like we just got this updated. We do have two uh, chasers who are en route, currently headed towards it, this guy over here. So those guys are moving. I'm looking on another radar service, and it is looking pretty dangerous out there. Lots of hail, extreme winds. Um, it's looking a little brutal out there. So if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, I suggest getting inside as soon as possible. There is very dangerous hail. You can see just the sheer power of that hail core that's in there. We had someone report 3 inch hail, or we had a report of 3 inch hail. So it's a lot in there. So if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, make sure you get shelter. Um, looks like we do have a confirmation of 1.5, a minimum of 1.5 inches of hail. We just got another severe thunderstorm warnings for Vernon, um, Louisiana. Not quite sure what that is yet. It might have not come in yet. Okay, it was the one that got updated here, so that's the one that they're talking about. This did just get updated. Um, so we do have a very intense hail core. If you don't know, we have one back here as well, which could be dropping. Oh, we're just getting reports of 3.5 inch hail from NextRad. If you don't know, that's the radar making a prediction. So we are getting those high predictions, which is why you need to be in shelter if you're in this severe thunderstorm area. Trust me, you don't want to be in the middle of that hailstorm. You can get hit by one of those pieces of hail. We'll check back in up north where we do have the severe thunderstorm with tornado possible up here. We're getting reports of about 2 inches to 1.5 inches of hail. Yeah, you can see that nice hail core here. It also looks like this hook echo still is there. However, it's not doesn't have a strong rotational velocity, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that. However, nonetheless, it's still possible. Enterprise still with its tornado possible. Not much going on here. I wouldn't be surprised if they take away the tornado possible, just purely because there isn't really much rotation in here. There is somewhat of a hook. However, there's not a lot of rotation in that hook, so I wouldn't be too worried about that one. Looks like they updated the warning up here. Take a look at that one. Um, very small. There's a lot of small storms, which all could form into supercells. Right now, we're concerned with the main one, but we also have one developing there as well, potentially here and there. So we have multiple isolated supercells that are developing up north. Back to where we got large hail. The rotation still there, but isn't as tight. But you can see that hail core is just it's developing a lot extremely. Um, I would be very careful. Right now, we can see the extreme rain and extreme hail in D Ritter, or excuse me, just rain at this point. It's gonna get hail, and you can just see the next radar scan just bring in blue. And if you don't know, blue's a relatively high amount, the, and that's gonna indicate a very significant hail core in there. Um, yeah, we're just taking a look at this, and you can see it's getting very scattered, but still one of the more well-defined hook echoes. Tornado possible not listed under that, so but now the radar is getting all the way up to 3.87 inches of hail. It's unconfirmed if that's true or not. However, that's just radar indicated hail. Um, we are getting a lot of high hail reports from this storm. And just looking at D Ritter's camera right now, it is just pouring severe rain. We can see a little bit of hail, and it's it's getting very intense down there. So we'll have to see. We just got another severe thunderstorm warning for Covington, Alabama, and Escamba, Alabama. We'll have to, and it's right here. Tornado possible was listed. We will have to take a look, and yet you can see it right there. We do have a tight, somewhat of a tight rotational couplet, um, and a hail core seems to be in there. We're gonna go ahead and potentially see if we can get a sky cam. I don't think we're gonna be able to, but still, we're gonna keep an eye on that guy. We do have one of our chasers, Brett Ader, who's featured on this live stream. He's currently at a gas station, so not much we can get from him. Um, continuing to watch D. Ritter. It's pretty harsh out there. Um, go check back on them. We're gonna keep an eye on that storm though because that is a little concerning over there. Rotation is dying down. It looks like from based off of this scan. Still a very powerful hail core, and D. Ritter's only got heavy rain. D. Ritter's eventually going to be seeing some hail potentially. A lot of lightning, sky to ground lightning you can see. Um, Currently waiting for some reports from them. Yeah, and it's moving right over them. We'll have to see what it's going to do, but we do have a hook echo down in there. Looking back up here, not really seeing any tornadic activity, but just purely a lot of yeah, just purely a lot of wind and potentially hail in there, a lot of rain. Um, Not too concerned about that cell. We're gonna check back down here at this cell, which does have a tornado possible tag. Hail of about an inch in 60-mile-per-hour winds. It's radar indicated. However, you can see there is a possibility of a tornado over there. We'll head back here, and we just got a report of 4-inch hail. Looks like we'll get another scan from the radar here. Yeah, 4-inch hail has been reported coming from this storm. We're continuing to watch the D. Ritter camera. It's looking pretty gnarly out there. Uh, we'll go ahead and see if we can get that up on stream shortly. But right now, that's what we're really concerned about. That's what we're really watching right now. Primarily this um, hail core, and looks like the warning just got updated again. 70-mile-per-hour wind, ping pong ball hail. Up. Looks like the radar did report 4-inch hail. We don't have a confirmation yet. However, still very dangerous hail. Think about that, getting hit by that. And it just got updated again. And it looks like it's trying to get the new one. This one looks like it does have a tornado possible hit on it. So we do have a tornado possible. This is a very well-defined hook echo right here. You can just look and see how it's just going like that. That's a pretty well-defined hook. Um, we'll have to see what comes of it. And looks like that tornado warning is coming in now. Unless, yeah, so that's going to be the tornado warning. And it looks like another one was issued. Yeah, up here. There was one that was issued up in Winfield for this storm. Tornado possible not listed, and down here was updated with tornado possible. It is set to expire in 6 minutes. They just updated it, so I don't know if they're gonna continue with it. Looks like they probably are. We do have a very intense hail core. We're still looking at the D. Ritter cam. We're gonna see some hail here soon. We're gonna try and get that D. Ritter camera up here. It is looking very, very powerful. Yeah, you can just look at that hail core and see. Like, that is very strong, very intense hail core. We are keeping a close eye on this. And we are just getting radar reports of intense hail. So that's the main concern right now. We do have a tornado possible, however, not likely, so to speak. So we will have to see we're just watching this thing go down, and it's looking relatively dangerous out there. So make sure if you're in this area that you're taking shelter. Don't want to get hit with that hail. We're going to be switching one of our feeds. Um, our feed with Vince is going to get switched up here to this Skycam if it'll load. Yep. So that is live footage from the Skycam up on the screen at the first feed. If you take a look up there, you can see very dangerous conditions, large, heavy rain, and a large amount of hail. You may not even be able to see it, but the camera is just gray. Can't even see the hail barely, unless you're getting a close up it. Um, yeah, but that hail core is in the center, is in D Ritter. You can see some of the hail. You can see the heavy rain that's coming down on them. It's just, it's looking tough out there. Um, but yeah, you can see that's our main concern right now. For this storm, um, we're going to go ahead and pivot to, I think, another one of our radars that has a better view of this. Um, go ahead and see if we can get that for you all. But yeah, it's looking pretty dangerous out there, so I cannot reiterate enough. If you are in this area, make sure you are getting in a safe spot. Alrighty, right now we're going to be switching our radar screens over to our secondary radar. You can see right here, what we're focusing on is the meso detection down here that's reportedly very strong, very dangerous. Um, it's getting pretty rough out there. We're looking at the camera still. It's just intense hail. Like there is so much rain and so much hail down there. It's crazy. Um, Gonna go ahead and switch to reflectivity here shortly. But if you look down here, you can just see the amount of winds that are coming through there. We look at base velocity, or here base velocity. You can see right there, boom, a lot of winds. We'll switch back to reflectivity. You can see just a very strong hail core and a very well-defined hook in there. That is a main concern that we do have. That hook, you can see how well-defined that is, and it's just nasty. So we're gonna keep an eye on that storm, especially since it is relatively dangerous. Hail conditions. Radar still reporting about 3-inch hail, 2 to 3 inch hail, anywhere from there. Uh, so it is a very risky situation down in there. You can see our first feed is still showing that camera and it is just gray. It's so much rain and so much hail. So that's the main threat. If anything, they did, it looks like they did let the severe thunderstorm warning expire. I'm not gonna be surprised if it gets. Oh, and it looks like a tornado warning was just issued for that area. Um, we do have what looks to be a tornado warning that was just issued for this area. Um, we're gonna wait for specific confirmation. We do have confirmation. A tornado warning was just issued for D Ritter. We do have radar indicated rotation um, of this issue. It is radar indicated. So at this point, this means you need to get down into your safe space. We do have an active tornado warning. Um, we're keeping an eye on this storm. Uh, yeah, so this is a tornado warning, radar indicated. So we will have to um, keep our eye out here. If you're in this tornado warning, you need to get to shelter immediately. You can see the very well-defined hook echo here, which is the main concern of the National Weather Service. If we go ahead and switch over to velocity, you can see lots of winds in there. If we switch to storm relative velocity, which is a lot easier to understand, we'll get a scan here. You can see a lot of rotation in that hook echo compared to the velocity. Uh, and as we change our tilt, we just get more velocity. So that's our main concern. Um, we do have a tornado warning issued though for this area. If you are in this area, you need to get to shelter immediately. Um, we have an active radar indicated rotation tornado warning. Um, so make sure you are getting to shelter. We currently have the Skycam up on feed 1. If you tune in, if you watch in that feed, you can see it's just pure grayness. We're trying to see if we can spot anything. We're gonna look for potentially further cameras. However, looks like this camera isn't gonna pick up anything that we could use. So we're gonna see if we can find another camera. Probably not. Um, yeah, we're not gonna get much here. Yeah, we're not gonna get much. Okay, so we're gonna continue monitoring the D-Ritter camera. It's moved by it, so we're probably not gonna be seeing any sort of tornado from that. We do have storm spotters in the area who are en route and are watching this. We don't have any reports from them yet. Um, however, this tornado is still, or this storm is still very powerful and is capable of producing that deadly tornado. Right now, we're looking at our storm spotters nearby. We have a total of 3 who look to be following this storm. If there is a tornado, we will know. However, this doesn't mean that there couldn't be one forming right now. So make sure if you're in this area, you now are in your safe spot, basement, your most interior part of your house. We are monitoring the storm. However, still very dangerous situation here. We do have a tornado vortex signature coming up now. Um, you don't know what a tornado vortex signature? Uh, it is from the radar making a prediction about a potential for a tornado here. So we do have a potential tornado on the ground. So please get in your safe space. We're going to switch back over to velocity. And you can see just a lot of wind speed in there. Um, yeah, It's looking pretty gnarly out there. A lot of wind. Um, this is a very dangerous situation. To make sure, please get into your safe space. We're constantly checking to see if this is being upgraded to an observed, which means it's been spotted. However, it hasn't been spotted or confirmed if there is a tornado on the ground yet. We are still monitoring and keeping track of this storm. It looks like the de-ritter camera is starting to clear up, which is good. We can still see hail and rain coming down. Probably not going to be seeing any tornado from that camera, unfortunately. Um, yeah, we're getting a tornado vortex signature on our other. And we got another severe thunderstorm warning issued or updated. We'll keep an eye on where that's coming from. We have multiple updated tornado warnings, or excuse me, updated severe thunderstorm warnings. A lot of these are getting tornado possible tags, so make sure you're being safe. A lot of them are getting issued now. So a lot of them are getting updated. They're extending them. However, right now we are currently focused on this tornado warning that was issued. Uh, Looking at it, it's looking like the hook echo's clearing out, which is a good positive. Um, so you can see it's starting to dissipate itself. Doesn't mean that the tornado threat is gone. However, it is a good indicator that it is starting to get better. We are still watching this on our other monitors. Um, Still rotation is still present in there. We do have spotters on the moon. Looks like another severe thunderstorm warning was just updated for Madison, Louisiana, and parts of Mississippi. Probably the ones up north. Um, but yeah, it's a radar indicated. Look, moving east at 32 miles an hour. It's going to expire in about 20 minutes. Um, there is still rotation, and this hook echo looks to be closing up. However, it could always decide to reform. We lost our tornado vortex signatures. Okay, it just updated. Um, so still present. You can still see in this area. We have a tornado vortex signature. Um, so yeah, we can see obviously in here. We do have potential for tornadoes. You can see the hook echo is still present. It's currently, you can see it's moving like that. You can see that's the primary area that we're concerned about, mainly for the hook. We are getting a high velocity reading. So we'll go ahead and put that up on screen here. Um, so here you can see storm relative velocity, which will pop up here. You can see lots of rotation in there. Um, Main concern, as you can see, it's going like that. So you can see this is the area that we're concerned about. When we bring up base velocity, you can see it's still present. Um, so we will have to see what the storm decides to do. We are following it. Um, we lost TVSs on this radar. However, on our other radar, we do have a TVS, tornado vortex signature still. So this is still a possibility. It does look like it's dissipating out though, but the hook echo is still there. We're looking at velocity. It doesn't look to be as strong as it used to be when this warning was issued. We don't have any confirmations yet. The chasers are moving up north to catch up. Um, Still radar indicated, no confirmation yet. None of our chasers are in the area of this storm, so we'll have to see what is going to happen with this storm. We do still have a camera in DeRidder. It looks like it is getting more clearer out there and is um, looking a lot better out there as it passes by. Doesn't mean that we're still not concerned about this tornado potential. You can see we just got looks like an update scan. Um, yeah, so it's starting. You can still see there is still that hook echo with this storm. Very powerful storm, very intense storm. But we're still focused on this part with its tornado warning that we do have issued. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings issued right now. We're going to break away from this tornado warning real quick to go check um, Illinois, which is further up north. It does have its fair share of severe thunderstorm warnings. Can see this is the current point with Illinois. I'm going to go and switch radars here to see what's going on. So we can see right here, we do have very powerful developing supercells. We'll see real quick. We have a lot of weather or storm chasers up there. None of them have the tornado possible tag, so we'll have to see what's going to develop up there. We are going to focus our attention back on the tornado warning that we did get issued here in DeRidder. So we're getting more updates. You can see the hook echo is still present. We're looking at velocity, and it is starting to um, looks like it's starting to get back together potentially. We are going to start taking a look at potentially a debris ball here. Not really. We do potentially. We don't really have a debris ball. We are only really seeing the hail. We're not really seeing any debris ball, which is a common sign that a tornado has touched down. Uh, we're gonna take a look here. We might have just gotten a report of a wall cloud. Right now, we're currently taking a look at one of our chasers. He's currently reporting a wall cloud, it sounds like. But yeah, we're still following this tornado potential here with this tornado warning that was issued. Looks like though it is not staying together potentially. Um, all right. Currently, we have a retimber in Elizabeth. He is reporting dangerous conditions down there. We're gonna attempt to get his stream up here as a feed since the DeRitter one is calming down. Go ahead and see what we can do here. We did lose Brett's stream. We're still watching this tornado warning. It still exists. It's still out there. We need to be careful. All right, we got Brett's stream back there. Just got another severe thunderstorm warning out there. We're still gonna watch this. We're not gonna be able to get Reed's thing up here, I don't think. However, you're welcome to go check out his stream as well. He's currently in Elizabeth, Louisiana, headed for this cell. We're gonna keep on trying to get him up here. Still watching this storm. Hook Echo is still present. Velocity is still there. It's looking gnarly still. And looks like we just got another extension to that. Looks like they got rid of the tornado warning for that cell. Tornado warning is no longer in effect. It looks like we're gonna go ahead and get Reed's stream up here. Looks like we have a Alrighty, so we're gonna get we got Reed Timber on the screen as well. Um, just so that we can see what he's witnessing at this primary cell that we're currently focusing on. Um, you're welcome to go check out his channel as well. Currently, we are tracking this dangerous cell that is could produce a tornado. It's getting a lot of hook to it. Looking at other areas of concern, we have multiple warnings with tornado possible listed as um, a threat. We do have other chasers who are inbound. The storms in Alabama have lost their tornado possible status, so we'll have to see what's going to happen there. Looking at up towards Illinois, they still have their severe thunderstorm warnings. However, none of them are listed as tornado possible, so I'm not too concerned about those yet. We do have a storm that's following these primary cells, which I'll go ahead and show to you. We have these ones back here, which was just warned for, or excuse me, it was just given a special weather statement. Um, this is another spot we're going to be concerned about potentially developing something over there. We still have our main storm that we're focusing on with a well-defined hook, as you can see right here. Just, it's so well defined. So we'll have to see what that's going to come to. We look up here, we still have these areas with something developing down here. We'll have to see what that turns into. We have the other cells as well. But we're currently focusing on this cell. It's the issue. Just to reiterate, we are currently tracking this storm in Louisiana with a well-defined hook forming. Tornado possible has been listed under its warning. Might have been taken away actually. Um, but this is a concern in the future. It may not be developing into something right now. However, there is a very, very, very large potential for it in the future as the hail core runs out and starts producing tornadoes. We'll have to see if they decide to rewarn it. I doubt they are, purely because it's losing its rotation. They're still present, however, it's losing its strength or tightness. The more tight the rotation on the radar, the higher likelihood of a hold on, we're getting reports of a wall cloud. Alright, we just got back from communicating with my team. It looks like we do have reports of a wall cloud in the area of this storm. A trained spotter reported a rapidly rotating wall cloud to his north, which would be in this area over here. So that is our next concern. We're going to focus on this one just based off of the fact that we do have reports of a wall cloud coming in. Um, we'll have to keep an eye on this storm because this is a very dangerous situation if we are getting a potential wall cloud. Um, rotation wise is still pretty weak or not tight as much as it was when it was tornado warned, so I don't know what's going to happen in regards to another tornado warning being issued. I don't think it'll happen anytime soon unless these reports continue of a wall cloud. We do have a storm chase, two storm chasers in the area. We're currently monitoring them. We also have Brett Adair and Reed Timmer. Reed Timmer did also report a wall cloud himself. He's currently in Elizabeth, which is where this is currently headed. So we do have his feed on the left with one of his monitors periodically taking over. And above we have Brett, who is a ways away, but it is currently headed in his direction. So we'll have to wait and see when we start seeing some stuff from him. Gonna take a look at Illinois again. Nothing, no changes. Still not tornado possible. Still focusing on this guy. We're monitoring storm reports. We have a third chaser, or excuse me, a fourth chaser inbound. We'll see if we'll be able to get stuff from him. We are continuing to watch this situation. We'll get as much video footage as we can. We're gonna potentially look for maybe a camera up in Elizabeth. Um, Currently looking for that right now as we still have this severe weather in the area. Not getting many. We do have. No, it's not a good webcam. Sorry, we're currently trying to find a webcam within Louisville. We were just issued another severe thunderstorm warning, it looks like. Yeah, we're not really finding much. We're still going to continue looking for weather cameras in this area to see if maybe we can get a visual. It's not looking like we're going to be able to get one, unfortunately. However, we are still looking in this area. We do have a very dangerous tornado inbound to Elizabeth. We have 3 storm spotters and a storm chaser on this tornado. We did have a report of a wall cloud of the cell down here, or the hook down there. We'll have to continue to see. Still monitoring the velocity, not looking as good as it would be for a tornado to happen. Yeah, we're not really finding any cameras, unfortunately, so we won't be able to see what's coming into that city, however, or town. However, uh, it's not going to be pretty. We do have a very intense hail core. And once that calms down, it's going to get a lot more dangerous. We have a fourth storm spotter in the area now coming down. We also have Vince and Brad Arnold who are coming down. We're going to switch our feeds over to them here shortly so that we can get a better look on this. Alright, so we do have a live feed now of Vince Waelti. Alright, so we have Vince Waelti and Brad Arnold's featured on the left side where you can watch their live chases. And we have Retimmer right below them who are inbound to this dangerous cell. So we'll have to see how long it'll take for them to get there. We are still watching. We have four spotters on scene. Another one coming in, and we have Reed Timmer, who's a storm chaser in Elizabeth now, monitoring. We will have to see what's going to come out of that. Right now, we currently don't really have any other areas of concern to the north. However, we do have a supercell that's currently in Faircloth and Fairfield, which could eventually pose a tornadic threat. And we also have one in Ola, which does seem to be showing strong winds and potentially rotation. So we will have to see what happens coming up there. As we move further north, we have other warnings in Winsboro, Gilbert, Louisiana, and another one in Vicksburg, Mississippi now. We do just looks like it got updated. Yep, so the severe thunderstorm warning got updated. Take a look here. 2-inch hail is reported and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's in effect for the next 10 minutes until they continue it. Tornado is listed as a possible threat, so we have to be careful with that. We have to wait for yep, it just got updated on your guys' end. You can see there. Um, and it just popped up right. Nope, that is another tornado warning. We have another tornado warning for Alabama. We're gonna pivot over there, and we just got that other severe thunderstorm warning. We're gonna pivot on over to the tornado warning where there isn't even a severe um there isn't even a severe thunderstorm warning over here. We're gonna take a look at that here shortly on our end and see what's going on. Very odd how there is a tornado warning here. However, we do have a very tight rotational couplet. We'll get that on your guys' screens here shortly. We'll get a better font up here. You can see right in here, as we zoom in, you can see right in here, we'll get that drawn on your guys' screens to point it out. You can see right in here is where that tight rotational couplet is. We're going to switch radars just so we can get a clearer image of this here on Our other radar has a better view of this, so we'll go ahead and pivot over there just so y'all can see a better view of this tornado warning that was just issued. It is a radar indicated tornado warning. Um, it is not confirmed whether or not it is on the ground. No debris ball is present. However, we do have a tight rotational couplet, which is usually indicating a tornado. We're still watching that other storm headed towards Elizabeth that is potentially a tornadic threat. Um, don't think we have any webcams over here. However, still a dangerous area. We're gonna keep it on here as we search maybe for a camera. Um, we might have a camera in there. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a camera. We might have one. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have one then of that area. Um, we're still gonna try and look. It's not looking like we're gonna have that though, unfortunately. Yeah, we're not gonna have a camera view of that, unfortunately. However, does not mean that we will not know if there's a tornado on the ground or not. We don't have really any spotters in the area. We are getting sensor reports of a high humidity in that area. We do have storm spotters located in Geneva. However, it is unknown if we're going to be able to tell if there is a tornado on the ground. Take a look at the correlation coefficient. Not really seeing anything on the ground there. Um, so we are continuing to see a tornado threat over here. We do not have confirmation. We are still watching the storms that do have a tornado potential. We will pivot over there if we do get any more information. However, we're currently focused on this tornado threat. We do have a chaser down here. Um, looks like they are en route to this tornado warned storm. Um, we are still keeping an eye um, on this. Looks like we just got another severe thunderstorm warning extended, it looks like, potentially, or issued. We'll have to take a look. Um, we have a total of 13 warnings. Some have been updated. We're going to pivot up real quick to Illinois to check it out. You can see we do have supercells firing up over here. Nothing really serious yet, though. We're gonna head back down now to the tornado warning storm. We do have two radars in the view, and it's always good to cross-check your radars. You can see one radar's painting a different story. The closer one is giving us more description, so we'll have to see what happens down here. So we'll have to see what that turns into. All right, so continuing to watch this. We did get another severe thunderstorm warning issued at the original tornado warning in Elizabeth, Louisiana. It looks like. Um, yeah. Tornado has been listed as possible. Hail is about 1.5 inches down there. We're still monitoring this tornado threat. Still not getting any information on that as we continue to monitor that area. So we still have this tornado warning, which is our current focus. It is a potential threat. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and look at that tornado threat. Our end, yeah, you can see it's a well-defined couplet. We don't quite know if there is a tornado on the ground or not yet. Doesn't look like it. We don't have any reports yet, so we'll have to wait and see what happens over there. We're still keeping an eye on that Elizabeth storm as it makes its way through the town. We don't really have view on that area. We do have a nearby town. We're gonna check on that end. Not seeing any cameras over there. Yeah, not seeing much. We'll take a further look later for that storm. For the previous storm, we do have a city of Samson, or town, I should say. Maybe they have one. Doesn't look like they do. we'll keep a close eye on that and see y'all later.